Well, my research is concerned with sort of the history of wetland landscapes, which are an incredibly important part of our countryside and contain within them a remarkably well-preserved record of past human achievement. One of the projects that I worked on was on the South Essex marshes besides the Thames estuary, where human communities changed from simply exploiting the rich natural resources, for example, through grazing their sheep on the natural marshes, through to modifying the environment, for example, building seawalls along the coast and digging drainage ditches to improve the quality of the grazing. And one of these best preserved traditional grazing marshes is now being developed by the RSPB as a nature reserve. And so I worked with them and their partners, Essex County Council, to write a report so we can understand the history of that landscape and then ensure that as the RSPB are developing their nature reserve, they know which are the really important historic features to preserve and where they can modify the landscape today to enhance habitats for birds and other wildlife. But for me, one of the most exciting things was being invited to work on a project to ensure a legacy for one of the Olympic venues, the mountain biking at Hadley Farm, where I undertook some research on the history of that landscape and showed that there's a history of around 1,000 years of human communities using that landscape for leisure and recreation. So hopefully this work that I've done is going to ensure that as the mountain biking venue is developed for the future for community use, there'll be information there that shows people how their current use of that landscape for mountain biking is part of this incredibly long history of communities using that landscape for recreation.